Too many games, too many games, too many games. Who is ready for the final panel of the night? Exciting, exciting. I see a lot of great cosplay over here, a lot of props, so I imagine you guys are all fans, right? Or did you just wander in? No? No? All right, I get it, I get it. So, without further delay, and also the real talent, well, actually, no, that's for the next line. So I'm Chris. I'm from the website everythingaction.com, small-time press, but lucky enough to be here to introduce these people. And I'm joined tonight with Ashley. How would you want to plug your thing?
All right, everybody. Hey, how's it going? My name's Ashley Deutsch. I'm known as Silver Fox Gaming or Silver Fox Paints. I'm a pixel painter and a retro gamer. And a Demon Slayer fan, just like I see a lot of you out there. I see a lot of beautiful costumes, especially way in the back. Hey, Tanjiro. Hey, Nezuko. How's it going? Ready for a good panel? Is everybody ready for a good panel? Wait a minute. Did you hear them?
Yeah, I heard that, but
I don't know if I heard them very well. I said, are you ready for a good panel? Yes, that's what I'm talking about. We have two very special guests here for you today, all right? So make sure you show them a lot of love when they come out.
All right, coming to the stage, she's played witches, characters that go on bizarre adventures, and supported an android resistance. Please welcome Kara Buckland. Welcome, welcome.
Hi.
Okay, up next, he's been the voices of warriors, soldiers for the supernatural and surreal. He has a frightening podcast with tales about daily hotel visits. Please welcome Mark Whitten.
Good, how are you?
Hello, hello, everybody.
Hi.
So
Welcome.
No, you were right.
Oh no, please. Yeah, I took your job. I'm sorry.
No, yeah.
Okay, go for it.
How's your Too Many Games experience?
Amazing. It's been so wonderful meeting you guys and, coming back and seeing Pennsylvania again.
Absolutely, it's been fantastic. Y'all are fantastic, and I hope everyone's having a good time out there. Yeah? Yeah, I see a lot of nodding. That's a good thing. Fantastic.
All right.
What's been your Too Many Games experience?
I have enjoyed this thoroughly, and I'm so happy that I'm getting to talk to both of you. I know I met you yesterday with the whole pixel painting thing. You were very gracious and kind to take the time to speak with me about everything. Now, I have fallen in love with both of your characters from Demon Slayer, all right? Have you? Can you agree? Yeah, I want to make sure they're awake. So, we have the lovely Fire Hashira, and we have one of my favorite love of my lives, the Love Hashira, okay? Just recently with Mugen Train, that's where we all got to know your character, Rengoku. He was a pivotal point of that movie and the season 2. Did you really come into that character during the first part of the season, or was when the movie came out? I mean, do you really feel that you're connecting with him?
Yeah, definitely. I went through, it's been an emotional journey with Rengoku from the beginning. When I first ended up getting the part, obviously, Mugen Train was still a ways off from being recorded on our end. And so it was just jumping in for my favorite episode of the first season, which is the Hashira episode, which I like to call Clown College because it's just everybody is doing their thing. The Mist Hashira is off in a cloud. The Love Hashira loves a lot. Rengoku's just like not blinking. And it's just amazing. And I didn't realize the extent to what I had gotten myself into. I knew that, there was like swirl around Demon Slayer and I always wanted to be a part of it. But then as we moved into Mugen Train, I was like, Oh, Mark, you have like some big shoes to fill and a lot of responsibilities. And so the journey, like all along the way, and I've just fallen in love with Demon Slayer throughout the whole thing. I've just started reading the manga too because I can't stop with this world. It's every new layer has like added to it. Like coming to cons added a new layer to the whole experience. Hearing what everyone has felt from like watching Mugen Train, from seeing the series, from reading it, it just added dimensions to it I never could have imagined. So.
Well, you play him very well. I can see the passion. You know, you hear it in the voice. He's excited. He's ready to fight these demons, and he loves food, which I personally am in love with food myself.
Food,
so,
yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
I totally identified with him. He made me very happy and hungry at the same time.
And hungry.
Yeah, one of the few movies I've seen in theaters in many, many years.
Yeah.
You've done that character more than justice.
Thank you very much. I
Very,
appreciate it.
very. I mean, you know, I'm already a huge fan. So.
Thank you.
Oh, my goodness. So, anything coming up special that you want to share with us? Anything from Demon Slayer you want to give us a sneak peek? Any characters?
Oh gosh, you mean Demons? Are we talking Demon Slayer?
Anything
or
you
just
wish to share with
anything?
us?
Anything you?
Anything.
Oh jeez. what kind of panel is this?
It's not
Feel
a tell
free.
all, but tell some.
You know, tell all.
Back 10 years ago when I was but a kid. Let's see. For Demon Slayer, I'm always just happy whenever like Rengoku gets to pop up here and there. I'm always game. So I'm hoping that. I actually hope. I know y'all know it's no secret. There's a Tomioka and Rengoku manga out there. So I don't know if we need to write more letters to Ufotable and just tell them to make that, because I would love that. Obviously, like any games and properties, I love revisiting Rengoku. As far as stuff coming up, as I'm sure Kira and I will both tell you, we can't tell you anything about what's coming up because it's generally NDAs.
You know, I had to try.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. However, I guess I can tease something-ish. Only to say that I'm excited because the first project that I got to be a motion capture actor in is going to release pretty soon. And that's about all I can say. But it's a new foray into a whole different style of voice acting where, you know, obviously in motion capture, wearing the suits and the ping pong balls and everything and getting, facial capture done and everything. It's really brilliant. I love video games so much. So to be a part of a video game like that has been a wonderful experience. So I'm excited. I cannot wait to share it with you all. Unfortunately, it's not today, but
Pins and needles. Give us something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Something to look forward to. Absolutely. And then I make a couple podcasts on the side too. You mentioned one in my intro. I make a horror podcast called The Hotel, and another podcast that's a sci-fi anthology called The Theater of Tomorrow. That's stuff that's very near and dear to my heart. My friend who's a brilliant writer, Travis McMaster, and I just work on these together, and they're really cool series. If you're ever on a long drive and you want to hear some cool horror stories or some sci-fi stories, I'd check them out. It's a labor of love for us, and just a way to create characters that live within inside us, but don't always make it to print through the big industries. So
Okay, that sounds exciting. Okay, we're definitely going to check that out.
For sure.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Oh, so Kira, what are you doing lately now?
Well, how many of you guys have been keeping up with the new season of Demon Slayer that's coming out right now? Okay, quite a few, yeah. So I'm so excited to finally get screen time with Mitsuri, because she didn't have a lot up until recently, but everyone would tell me at these events, oh, you're gonna have some really good stuff in the future, and I was looking forward to it, and then so finally to start recording it, because the English episodes have been coming out. It's a little bit behind the sub release, but I'm really hoping that you guys feel the passion, and I can't wait to explore more of her story.
Also, what was it like having your character and your work presented in New York in that Times Square projection?
That was so cool. I mean, I think they only showed clips in Japanese, if I'm not mistaken, but even just seeing her and seeing people dressed as her, because I saw the video on social media, it was such a cool feeling.
Because your work's gonna live on more, and now
Yeah.
everyone's exposed to it.
Mm-hmm. And then I finally got to come back in Genshin recently for the little trading card event, which was fun.
Yay.
Ooh.
Yes. I couldn't beat Ito in that event. I was like,
Okay, well, we've got our answers here, so we're open to the floor for all to come in and ask our own questions.
The microphone is open.
I know. If not, I got other questions back and ready.
yeah. if people
While
have
they
chat.
queue up, ask one.
Oh,
Yeah.
it looks like we have somebody
we got
coming
one.
up.
Oh, right here. Fantastic.
All right.
Okay, hi. I'm on season 1 of Demon Slayer. What do you think is the most exciting season to look forward to?
Oh man. Well.
I mean, I'm going to be biased and say this one, but,
Gosh, if you're on season 1, I hope, I mean, you've probably had many a thing spoiled for you. I personally like the Mugen Train arc as well, just for obvious reasons. But I'm not gonna lie, I love the Entertainment District a lot. There are so many. There's a delicious blend of goofy nonsense that happens in the Entertainment District that I love, and some of my favorite demons are in the Entertainment District too. So I think you're really gonna look forward to that one.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah, you bet. Season 1, okay, no spoilers beyond season 1.
Well, I'm a Japanese person, so I barely listen to the dub, but I'm really excited to hear Mystery's voice, and because after learning all about her in season 4, I'm really excited to know how you betrayed her.
Oh, thank you. I mean, I definitely, I do listen to, we preview the original Japanese version of each line before we record it, so I always try to stay true to the intent of the original performance.
She's a very interesting character.
Yeah.
Like, all bubbly and very strong when she fights and everything. It just...
I'm glad that you mentioned that, because that's one thing that I say I really love about Mitsuri, is because she's like very cute and girly and bubbly, but she's also very strong, and she shows that you can be both, and I think that's really neat. Arataki numero uno, Ito.
So, I know you both from a lot of different works that you've been in. I'm just wondering if you have a favorite character you've ever voiced so far, not including stuff that you haven't like been released in yet, obviously for non-disclosure agreements.
Right.
So mine will not come as no surprise to anyone who knows me, but Jolene Cujo from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. JoJo's is my favorite series of all time. I've been into JoJo since 2013, and it was like literally my biggest dream for my career ever to voice this character.
Awesome. Gosh, I've had a lot of, I mean, it's hard to pick, obviously, for us. I'm in a show called Home, Adventures with Tip and O that was on Netflix. And there's a movie that came out with Jim Parsons and Rihanna. And when they did the series, they're looking for a voice match for Jim's character. And I was lucky enough to get into that part. And it was a really wonderful experience. A lot of goofiness. We did like 4 seasons. I got to sing. I got to like do a bunch of crazy characters, and that's got to be one of my favorite jobs that I've had. But I don't know. It's really hard to pick. There's so many that are wonderful. But I'll go with that one for now. Someone asked the question again. We'll keep picking different characters.
And you guys can line up too.
Yeah, totally.
So, I also know you guys from a lot of different things, but who or how or what really got you into voice acting, and what inspired you to start?
Kira.
Okay. So I know it's very different for everyone. There's a lot of people who just fell in love with acting. Maybe they wanted to do like stage or TV or film. For me, I knew specifically that I wanted to do voice acting. I mean, technically, I started out wanting to be a singer, but that was not something that I was skilled in, unfortunately. So then I kind of found, I liked the idea of vocal performance. And then when I got into anime and video games, that's when I was like, oh, I want to do that. There's people who do that. So, what I did was like kind of different, because I started by just doing projects on the internet for fun. And actually a lot of people here have come up to my table and said like, oh, I heard you on Newgrounds back in the mid-2000s. So that's pretty cool for, people knowing my work from way back then. But yeah, I specifically knew that I wanted to go into voice.
Nice. I guess what got me interested in voice act, I've always just wanted to be an actor, period. But like for voice acting, things that inspired me to like work harder and continue to work hard at the industry, like I love Futurama. Like that show was, I just freaking loved it so much. Like games like Mass Effect. When I started playing Mass Effect, I was like, oh my God, I love how they're doing the story in this game. I love the flow of the conversation, and or like also when I was playing like older games too. Steven Russell, if anyone knows him, voice actor from like back in the day, Thief, He's in Fallout. Like a lot of cool things that like I mean, like Mr. Handy, Mr. Gutsy, like those sort of performances are things that always like clicked in my mind that made me want to like pursue this, and it's all the fun that had. Oh, and sorry, I'm like going off on a bunch of tangents. Even before that, anyone play old Warcraft? Yeah, old like first Warcraft, second Warcraft. There you go. If you click on the peons enough, or if you click on any character enough, there's always that Easter egg line, like "Stop poking me" or something like that, and that sort of stuff. Like as a kid, that's what I love about like video games and being able to bring levity to things like that and extra dimensions with the voice work. And so seeing that in games like Warcraft or Thief or anything like that, that really kind of propelled me forward into being like, I love this industry, and I guess I want to be able to pay that forward to other people who enjoy it as well, as much as I did growing up, and still do. Thanks for the question. Come on up.
Hello.
Hi.
I wanted to know if there is a character that you personally love from another franchise. If you would introduce them into Demon Slayer, would you make them a Slayer or a demon?
Okay. Ooh.
Oh, you're stumping them. Look at this.
No, I'm thinking of like, it's so sad to think if I want to make them a demon. No.
I mean, a little.
Okay, geez. I really like Cowboy Bebop, and I like Spike a lot. And I initially, I just wanted, just because I like Spike, I feel like I want to make him a Slayer. But Demon Spike would be pretty serious as well. So, his name's Spike, for God's sake.
I guess one that kind of came to mind would be like Power from Chainsaw Man, and I think she would be a demon.
There you go.
Yes.
Ready-made. Thank you.
Hello.
Hi.
First off, I just love you guys so much. You guys are amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So secondly, is there any like lines like from any character from any franchise, like a line that has just stuck with you, or like one of your favorites?
Do you want a sad one or like a cool one?
Just any.
Okay, if you want a sad one, I don't think this will really be spoilers, hopefully, because if you don't know the context of it is what makes it a spoiler, but 2B has this line in Nier Automata where she says, and I won't say who she says it to, but she says, "The time I spent with you was like memories of pure light." And that, oh, if you know the context, that's just like driving a knife in, you know?
Gosh. I'm racking my brain to think of like specific
Tasty.
lines. Tasty. Oh, you mean from our characters or just from any character?
Well, mainly your characters, but if you have like another character.
Oh, well, definitely. I mean, from Demon Slayer. I mean, it's got to be Set Your Heart Ablaze. It's just there's something about that. I also learned from reading the manga. The manga says like keep your heart burning. And I learned that I'm pretty sure that Lucian adapted the script for Mugen Train. I think so. Don't quote me on this, anyone who's filming. But I'm pretty sure he adapted the script for it, and he plays Akaza. And it's just kind of an interesting. I really hope, and I got to ask him to be sure. But I would love the idea that Akaza is the one who like adapted it into Set Your Heart Ablaze. There's something about that phrase too that is just it means so much to so many people, and that's one of those things where I'm talking about where like the layers of Demon Slayer. As I didn't realize how much of an impact those 4 words would have on people's lives, like people's real lives. And I never even fathomed that would be a thing until I started meeting folks and seeing it. And I don't know. I can't say enough good things about this show, about like what things like anime and video games can do for us, how it brings us together, how it helps us punch through hard moments. So I mean, that is just, I don't know what to say to top that besides tasty.
Thank you guys guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
So within Demon Slayer, we get to see a lot of unique fighting styles between both the Demon Slayers and the demons. So if you had to create your own breathing style and blood demon art, what would it be?
Coffee breathing. Beat you to it. Beat you to it.
So we both have the same one. Okay, now I gotta think. Maybe something to do with cats because I really like.
We're the same freaking person because if
Yeah.
it wasn't coffee breathing, it's cat breathing for both of us. It's like
I really love that some of Mitsuri's love breathings are cat themed. So whenever someone has me sign something and they say you choose which one you want to put, I always do cat love shower or cat-legged winds of love.
cat-legged winds of love. Is
Yeah.
that wait? Are those actual Mitsuri
like
forms?
Love breathing.
Oh, yeah.
Sixth form cat-legged winds
That's
of
right.
love.
It is. Yes. Oh my
I
God.
haven't gotten to say it in the show yet, but I can't wait.
No, it's too perfect. It's like you were made for this.
Like she has pink hair and cat breathing styles.
Right. We have to pick blood demon arts too, though.
Oh.
So I mean, are they also cat and coffee themed? Is it like bitter drip, blood demon art, bitter drip?
I don't know, because I feel like, have you seen a cat when the cat's like really hungry and just determined to destroy everything you love? Like.
Oh yeah. Hungry cat eyes. Mm-hmm. Or you. Oh gosh.
Or when we don't have our coffee, like.
Right. Yeah. Caffeine lows. There's. We're both cat parents, and I always kind of joke that there's a lot. Okay, we're gonna talk about cat butts for a little bit.
That's like a 180.
So it's gonna be blood demon art, dotted. And my fiance and I always joke, it'll land on you. When it does, you'll be like, no. It's whenever a cat sits down, you got dotted, because they don't cover that.
Yeah.
Anyways, come on. Has anyone? Is it just it's a bad joke? Let's move on.
If you don't know, now you know.
Then don't worry about it.
They
Clean your
did make
sheets.
jewelry about that. Did you ever see?
Yes, I
Yeah.
have. It's terrible.
Okay. I'm a dog person, so I don't really have that problem, but I get it.
They've left the curtain open if anyone needs to exit now. I'm sorry.
Probably won't be the last time
Thank
we're
you
talking
so
about
much for your question. I appreciate it.
Hey there.
Hi.
So I have a specific one for Mark and a specific one for Kira, if that's
Okay.
awesome. So for Mark, what is your favorite Kazuha line? Love Kazuha.
My favorite Kazuha line. Shoot, I love a lot of them. My favorite one is, I love it when it snows. The world falls completely silent, and I can sleep undisturbed.
Love that one too.
I'm very much like, I grew up in Colorado. I love the cold, and I feel like I'd be a cryovision.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Awesome. And for Kira, what is your favorite part of JoJo, since you said you love it?
Well, I mean, I had it tied between a few parts for a while, but I mean, now I feel like, given everything that happened, part 6 has really like cemented itself as my favorite. But I've really been enjoying part 9 so far. I'm interested to see where that goes.
Love the setting in Hawaii.
Yes. If I had to choose like a second favorite part, probably part 4. It's classic.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hello.
So my question is, back at the start of the pandemic, when the industry just shifted to work from home, what were your personal experiences sort of having to adjust to that?
Learning how to use Source Connect. Everyone scrambled to learn how to use Source Connect, and then all of your film actor friends called you and they were like, how do I get into voiceover?
Yeah.
And we're like, no, stay away from our industry. No, I mean, all jokes aside, like learning the recording from home was like definitely a bit of a hurdle. A lot of people were already doing it. I wasn't. I mean, I had a studio, but I hadn't really run a ton of sessions out of it. So like learning how to use software like Source Connect, and luckily, there are a bunch of people in the community who are very happy to help, and especially help our other actor friends like get set up with ways that they can still work and ways that they could still practice their art even in a time when everything was like kind of closed off. So yeah, and I don't know if you had.
Yeah, so it was interesting. So I was very fortunate in that I already had a booth. because I do a lot of work with like independent clients as well, and like clients in other countries and things like that. So I already had to be able to record like high quality audio from home, but the standards for like an indie game are going to be different than the audio standards for like a major game studio. So I did have to kind of upgrade a lot of the equipment that I had, and that stuff costs a lot of money, to be honest, and we weren't like super certain about what the future was going to look like of our industry, so I was like kind of worried about that, but thankfully it all worked out. The biggest thing that I had to get used to was changing my audio levels in real time, because when I was just recording things on my own, like for an indie project or whatever, sometimes they'll want to direct you live, but a lot of times you just kind of record, or like if we're recording auditions, because we record auditions from home, but like you're just kind of like recording and then you edit and then you send your file. But when you're doing a session, you have to kind of like constantly watch your gain level, is what it's called. So if you're doing something like JoJo, for example, you have a quiet line and then you have like this like screaming your guts out, right? It's like you have to know exactly where to place it, because if you set it too high and you do that scream and it distorts, you have to do that again. Like there's no saving that. So, just really getting used to that, not being able to kind of control your environment, because, if my cats would sometimes jump up on my booth, and one of my cats is really fat, but he like doesn't realize how fat he is. So he jumps up and you just hear this, and they'd be like, what was that? We had a noise in that line. It's like, oh, sorry, that was just like my biggest cat being disruptive, or, there's like construction outside, or, there's something you can't control. So that was like, everybody had to get used to that. The nice thing about it, there's two nice things about it, because I will say, like, generally, I prefer to go in just so that I can just focus on performing and not worrying about the other stuff. But the nice things are like no commute. LA traffic is horrible. And also, I just loved that I could, if I was going back home to visit my family, I could like record from there. I recorded my One Piece filler arc episodes from up at my parents' house, which was like the coolest thing ever. And now it's like harder and harder to take extended time off because they want everybody back in. So there's pros and cons for sure. Sorry, that was a long answer.
Very, very cool. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello. Who do you think would win in a fight? Jolene or one of the Yorma pods with a gun?
I mean, stand users are pretty powerful, I gotta say.
Yes, but a gun.
Good point.
I don't know, but then you could have like a whole horse and have like a gun that's also a stand. Or like Mista. Yeah.
What kind of gun are we talking about?
Depends on how strong Jolene is at the moment.
Okay. Oh, gotcha. The gun varies in size.
The string and like just like grab it with the string, you know?
Yeah, the stronger Jolene is, the stronger the gun is.
Gotcha.
Oh, wow. See, I thought you were gonna say like Jolene versus Rengoku or something, who would win in a fight, and that'd be a hard one.
This is just straight up Jolene. This is
yeah. I mean, she did light herself on fire in that one episode.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Hello again, but back on the topic of animals, sort of, as someone, a fellow cat person who owns 8 cats.
Yeah.
How much do they tend to interfere with your work, and is it annoying or funny?
Well, yeah, go for it. You have quite the collection, quite the family.
I have 5 cats, so I mean, it's very cute. Like one of mine is just, he's kind of old now, so he's like, you know, he's not always in the best mood, so he's like just meowing constantly. And the other day I was trying to record like a booth sample because I had a session coming up where they needed to record remotely. And so they were like, oh, we want like, you know, just 30 seconds of just like silence so we can, you know, edit out like any noise or whatever. And so every time I would hit record to try to get this like booth sample, he would be like, like complaining in the background. So I had to do it 5 times just to try to get him to calm down.
5 times for the amount of cats you have.
Yeah, but then like when I do my streams on Twitch, like my chat loves it. Like they start knowing which meow belongs to which cat.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun. I had two older gentlemen who passed away last year, Ashi and Haku, and they were big sweeties. The only thing is, I wanted them to be in the booth with me a lot. They wanted to be in the booth too. They would like kind of paw at it or meow at me outside. And in the best of times, when I was doing like audiobooks, I could have them in there, and if they settled down and they went to sleep, it was great. And we could just chill out. I'd be reading a book. I'd have them right there, and we could spend a lot of time together. But mostly they would like rub their face into the microphone or like into the base of it, and all the reverberations go up. And so I'd just hear this like, and I'd be like, what the heck is that? And I'm like, oh, one of you is in here like grinding onto the bottom of the music stand. And I'm like, go, cats. My current terrors, Marley and Vesper, they're wonderful, but I have like some cables that I feed outside of my booth to my my desktop, and they are delicious cables. They are chewy, they are crinkly, and man, if I don't close the door and like kick them out, I will not be recording for very long before it's like disconnected.
Cats hate being shut in or out of anywhere, so it's like you'd
Yeah.
be like, okay, you can come in the booth, but we're gonna shut you in, and then they don't like that and they want to go out, but then if you shut them out, they don't like that they can't come in, so you can't win.
They're wonderful, wonderful animals to live with.
Definitely a struggle.
It is.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I just wanted to have a quick question. What is your favorite and least favorite JoJo stands?
Ooh. We had to defer to the JoJo expert here.
Favorite stand? Can I choose 3 of them? Killer Queen, Stray Cat, and Scary Monsters. Least favorite, probably Death 13 and everything about that.
Gosh, you're gonna have to give me the assist here, Kira, because while I'm a small part of JoJo Diamond is Unbreakable, but I am not up to date on my JoJo lore.
So I think you probably would have some of my favorites as well, Killer Queen and Stray Cat, because they're both kind of cat-like or cat.
Okay, nice. And Death 13, is that just...
It's like everything just about that is terrible. The stand user is a baby, and it's like this creepy clown thing, and there's like spiders.
Okay.
And,
It's all the red flags.
Exactly.
You run away from from that immediately.
Yeah.
Copy. Yeah, come on up.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm a fan of both of your work a lot. I have something to ask you. I knew you would get it.
I have an answer.
If you were to voice a character from any video game, who would it be and why?
Garrett from Thief. I love it. Sorry. I was already talking about Thief. I want them to remake that franchise, and I want to be that character. Yeah, that one. I don't know. I just love it so much. I have so many good memories of it. Or if they, gosh, I'm gonna let you go ahead before I like dive into the video game deep dive.
Dizzy from Guilty Gear or Princess Peach in anything.
Ooh, okay, one more. Shodan from System Shock 2. I know I'm a dude, but I love her voice so much. I love what they do with her voice. And yeah, it's like, if anyone hasn't played System Shock 2, do yourself a favor. It's old, but it's so good.
Don't worry, it's now logged. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Howdy. Hi. I have 2 things. So one, do either of y'all have a favorite anime? I'm guessing JoJo's, but maybe there's another one.
Yes, JoJo's is my favorite. My top 3 are probably JoJo, Evangelion, and Fooly Cooly.
Yeah. I like Cowboy Bebop a lot. That was one of the ones that like got me back in to anime when it was running on Adult Swim. I really do love Demon Slayer for so many reasons. And back in the day, my first anime that I was introduced to, I would still love to go back and watch it. I'm a little hesitant to, when you go back and watch something that you liked and had an impact on you, sometimes your nostalgia doesn't line up with the reality, but I really love Bubblegum Crisis. And that was like, yeah, it's so good. I have so many good memories from that show, and I really want to go see it. I want to like dig it up and watch it again.
Okay, and really quick, I have a friend, Becker, who's from Texas, his favorite character is Mitsuri. So can you say hi to him and I'll record it?
I don't do recordings. I'm so sorry, but please give him my love from the Love Hashira, and hope that he'll be able to catch us at another event.
All right, thank you very much.
Take care. Hi.
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 I have. Can someone help me with this?
Gotcha. I think it tilts down. There we go. Is that good?
Yeah. I have a question for Kiera Buckland.
Sure.
Did you actually get to watch Yashihime like after you recorded it?
I did.
Okay, I have a question. How did you feel about when Sesshomaru sent his newborn twins to baby boot camp?
What? Sorry?
How did you feel? Like, how did you personally feel about how did you personally feel about when Sesshomaru sent his twin newborn daughters to pretty much baby survival camp?
Yeah, that was. I'm not surprised. I will say that. It's definitely probably something that he would do.
Of course, because Sesshomaru.
I made a post soon after that, I remember, about how I feel like my characters have the most powerful anime dads. So Sesshomaru, Jotaro Kujo, and Phoenix Wright.
Cool. And I have one more question. Have you read the manga?
I have not read the manga, but I did watch some of the episodes in Japanese before we recorded.
I would recommend the manga. Dare I say, I like it a little more than the anime.
Okay.
Please don't hurt me.
That's okay.
Well, I think Sesshomaru would be the one to hurt me. But, thank you.
Thank you, and I did really love the original Inuyasha series. Like, that was something that inspired me very early on as a voice actor, so that was cool to be a part of.
That was that's an oldie but a goodie.
Yeah, super good. We'll have to get you the Shonen Jump app.
Yeah.
Yeah. Step right up, step right up.
Hi.
Hi. It tilts back up too, I'm sure. Yeah.
That's a little better.
Perfect.
So I have a question relating to both JoJo and Demon Slayer. So obviously the sun kills demons and stuff. So part 1 and 2, do you think Haman would have any effect on the demons? And if so, do you think they would teach the Demon Slayers it?
Well, I don't know, because the Hamon, I feel like, is effective against vampires. And so I don't know if the demon wasn't like a vampire, if that would affect it, because the whole thing is like the sunlight energy. So I guess it would just depend if that particular demon was weak to sunlight.
Does he just deal radiant damage? It's not necessarily true sunlight. It's just
It's
like,
kind of like, yeah, it's like, Hamon literally means like ripple. So it's kind of like they have to train it. But it is like a breathing art, essentially.
Oh,
so
okay, it's breathing
art
art
too. I feel like that would kind of fit in like in more ways than I expected with the Demon Slayer
You
universe.
can't just give him a pass, right? You got to, and unless the demons can somehow like maybe, well, I mean, maybe adapt. Who knows? I mean, that sort of thing. Or you have different levels of light damage. We got to keep it balanced. We got to try to balance the scales.
Yeah, right?
Right, otherwise you don't have a show. Thank you for the question.
Hey,
Hi.
what's up? First off, Kira, it was great to meet you earlier.
Thank you.
Yeah. So this is a Genshin question.
Yeah.
What if Genshin Impact would have a collaboration with another video game franchise, what would it be and why?
Another video game franchise. I want Pyrovision Rengoku, but like, but if we're talking video game franchises, what would be a good collab for Genshin? They tried Horizon Zero Dawn, and I love that game, but it does not collab with Genshin. What could we do? What could we do?
Thief again?
Huh?
Thief again? The Thief series.
Oh, Thief, yeah,
I
Thief.
thought we were going that
Everything's
direction.
Thief. No, that wouldn't collab well. Oh gosh.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
What if we put fire? Could we
Does it
put
have to
Fire
be
Emblem into
Yeah,
it?
that might be
I mean,
interesting.
But we need something. We need to be on like the elemental side.
Yeah,
of things.
that's why I was trying to think, like, because I feel like I thought about this before because I feel like someone brought it up on my stream, and now I'm trying to think like what would work.
You gotta just start naming games. Let's see, Legend of Zelda. Is that a yay or a nay?
That's got elements.
It's got elements, yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking like stylistically.
Rito Village Animo.
Mm-hmm.
Are we thinking that? Yeah.
Maybe.
Everyone there's an Animo user, and then we've got the Goron City Geo. Actually, this is good. This is going better than I expected to when I floated the idea.
I know one thing I did was I assigned all of the elements, like the visions in Genshin, to Mountain Dew flavors. So maybe that's what I was thinking. Like Animo is Baja Blast, you know?
I kind of love that. In fact, we can do a product mashup.
Oh, maybe like a Pokemon thing might be kind of interesting.
That's
like,
what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Was that the right answer? You had a right answer, and you were waiting for us to get around to it.
What? Yeah. Pokemon, I like to see Pokemon, like, if you fight legendary Pokemon Genshin Impact with Genshin Impact combat style, that would be
Yeah. But I do think like a Demon Slayer collab would be like really cool if they figured out some way to do that. And yeah, because it's funny because I use sometimes like the flame pyro infused Kazuha burst. So I was thinking about that.
That's it, yeah. I like this Pokemon thing too, though. I feel like they could introduce like a mini game where you're playing Pokemon Go, but in Genshin. And you're trying to like.
Oh no, I'm addicted to both of those games. What would that do?
It would mean that you would stream endlessly until we had to pull you away to go to another con.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for the question. It's really good.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi. Since you voiced a character in Fire Emblem 3 House, who's your favorite romantic option?
My favorite
romantic option.
Oh, romantic option.
Yeah.
Pardon me. Gosh, don't throw things at me. I haven't gotten S tiering in Fire Emblem. I got waylaid with other games and whatnot. I'm also probably not going to make any friends with myself that I say that I really like Edelgard. I have made a lot of friends. Hi, friends. I really like Edelgard, and immediately from jump when I started my Black Eagles play, I started playing the game, and I immediately went to Black Eagles, because I was like, oh my god, like she's a badass, axe-wielding historian, church skeptic. I'm like, I don't even need to. I'm achieving S tier eventually, so that would be my answer there.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hi.
I have a question for both of you.
All right.
So, how different, if at all, was your experience recording for Genshin Impact as a game created from another country versus here in the States?
You want to jump in first?
Sure. So the biggest things with localized games, and I actually didn't have that much of this in Genshin, but I work on a lot of like games from China, games from Japan, and a lot of them you will have timing restrictions because they'll be like, oh, okay, this line in the original language is this length, and either we have to match exactly, which is the hardest, or you can be like this much under, this much over, or you can be under but not over, that sort of thing. So in Genshin, actually, there wasn't a lot of that because my character wasn't in like the cutscenes much. I think she had a few gasps or something, but there'd be certain things like especially like cinematic cutscenes in the games where you basically have to dub it like you do in anime. Whereas like with a game where the English version is first, which an example of something that I worked on like that is River City Girls. And so for that, there's generally not really timing restrictions. I mean, sometimes if you're doing in-battle stuff, obviously you can't take too long because the animation will be a certain amount and you don't want the line to be cut off. But I would say in general, there's usually a little bit more freedom in terms of pacing and stuff when you're recording a game that English is the first track, but some of the advantages when you're doing something from another language is that you often get some kind of reference, whether like an audio reference or a visual reference, and you can kind of use that to inspire your performance. So there's pros and cons to each.
Yeah, I'd say that Genshin is a amongst games that are being localized, Genshin had a lot of freedom comparatively because we were able to just go and the director really took it upon himself to. There aren't a lot of timing cutscenes in it, period. And it's great. You could go in also like long blocks. We weren't taking like line at a time. So if you had like a monologue where you're speaking for like 3-4 lines, sometimes if you're doing like dub or if you're doing it to timings, they're like, all right, let's take this snippet, all as single takes. And so you're like stitching together an entire train of thought, but you're doing it over the course of like 20 minutes where they're catching each line individually. And it can really get to be a headache. And sometimes I much prefer doing everything fluidly because it makes it fit together way better. And with Genshin, we had that freedom, and I think it makes things sound, it gives you all the best tools to make it sound more natural and flowing in dialogue. The other things I've personally experienced with like other games that get made that are more like AAA studios around here is recording methodology. And like I recorded some voices for God of War, and instead of recording with a microphone in front, they put like a skull cap on, and they have microphones off of us here, and it's brilliant because you can move your head around in any direction, and you don't have to worry about going off mic and then kind of coming back on mic and no one hearing you when you're off axis. So you have a lot of freedom with your body that you wouldn't otherwise have if you're stationary. But I don't know if I don't think that's like unique to it being Western. I think it's just something that certain game developers do. And obviously when we're recording and the original language is English, we're creating it whole cloth, and that's just like amazing. You don't have anything that you're referencing, and you are really just like crafting it right there in the moment. So yeah, thanks. Come on down.
Hi. So you said that you like Cowboy Bebop and you like Fully Cooley. Both are musically inclined anime. What would you say is your go-to karaoke song?
Oh God.
Any song by David Bowie.
Go-to karaoke song, gosh. The only thing that comes to mind is Double Wide Paradise by Toby Keith. And like it's a country song, it's dumb, it's ridiculous. And I don't know why. I think I sang it once because like I thought it was a funny song. And now it's the only thing I can think of. Karaoke scares the living crap out of me for some reason, even though I'm a singer. But like, but yeah, that would have to be my answer.
Thank you.
Gosh, with those choices, I was ready to go with karaoke with you tonight. Let's go.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
I heard the choices. I'm like, David Bowie. I'm like, okay, I'm ready. Let's go.
Hi. So earlier you guys talked about how when you were working from home, you kind of had to update your own setups. So I was wondering what like microphones are you using in your own home studios?
I have 3 of them because I'm very extra. I have the Neumann TLM 103, the Sennheiser 416, and the Gefell MT71S. You don't need that many. I just kind of like use those at different studios, and you use them for different purposes.
Yeah. I started recording on a Sennheiser 416, and then when COVID came around, actually, and we all got locked down, I know that a lot of studios also, like, since it's a shotgun mic and not a cardioid condenser mic, I needed to get one of those, and I got the Neumann TLM 103, because it's just one of those standard, everyone uses it, and it's nice for a studio to be like, okay, we understand that, enough people have it, so our voices, in a way, it's easier for the engineers, which, God bless the engineers, they're like the ones that save all and make all of this sound like fantastic. And so anything we can do to help them is a boon, I would hope.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Hi.
Hi.
So a little bit earlier, we were talking about crossovers with other franchises like Genshin and Pokemon.
Mhm.
So let's shift gears. What about Pokemon and Demon Slayer? If Mitsuri and Rengoku were Pokemon trainers, what are some of the Pokemon they would have on their team?
So there's actually an artist that we both signed a lot of prints from. I don't know their name, but a lot of people have brought them up to us, and they have a print with like a Mitsuri and Sylveon, and I think that's like a really, like it makes perfect sense because like love. And a love disc, I could also imagine being on, like, I feel like she'd have all like pink Pokemon. She'd have like the Sylveon, of course, a love disc, a Blissey, like I don't know. Think of those ones.
That's a
for
good.
sure.
That's a good like retinue of Pokemon.
Yeah.
Definitely. And amongst those prints, they paired Rengoku with Charizard. So I feel like it's like, come on, it's very obvious. You're gonna have to help me with some other Pokemon.
Maybe like a Magmortar would be cool.
Magmortar?
Yeah,
Okay.
like flame. It's basically like a flame breathing. Pokemon,
Yeah. We're getting into all the flame.
Yeah. Blaziken, that would work.
Awesome. I think it's good when you have like just that element where it's like, okay, anything that's red or on fire, collect it over here, please.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Speaking of crossover, which Marvel hero would make a great Demon Slayer?
Oh gosh, Marvel heroes would make a great Demon Slayer. I feel like Spider-Man is Tanjiro, but like I like he's got that same sort of like vibe in a way. Gosh, who would make a good Demon Slayer? The Hulk is Gyome. Let's see. Now I'm just like putting them into.
Captain Marvel. I mean, that's a very obvious
Captain
answer
Marvel.
right now.
Yeah. Who do we got?
Anything from the latest Guardians of the Galaxy movie?
I know. I was jumping into Guardians and thinking like who would be? Oh gosh.
Where are you putting Wolverine in this whole equation here?
Oh my God!
Come on. I mean,
we forgot Wolverine.
Yeah, Nosuke. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's angry. He wants to mess things up. He just wants to fight and have a good time.
I love it. We have like
can't leave him out.
Sukuko for everyone. Like we can pair them up together.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That'd be tons of fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, come on, Wolverine.
Is no one throw things at me? Is Human Torch Marvel?
Yeah.
Yeah. Human Torch. That can be Rengoku's Sukuko, or maybe that's like indeed where Rengoku got the flame power to begin with. Thank you.
I've always wanted to get into voice acting. Is there any tips that I could use, anything to avoid? Any advice from you guys that have done it for years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plenty of advice, I think. Where are you at in your journey, if you don't mind us asking?
I'm actually just trying to buy equipment to make myself a little home studio.
Yeah. I mean, as I think most people would tell you, like any performance opportunities, acting opportunities in classes you could take would be great, because if what you want to do is getting into creative projects like anime, video games, animation, all that sort of thing, there are a lot of other projects in voiceover like e-learning, audiobooks. Even audiobooks, you would probably want to have some concept of like storytelling and scene work to do that. I mean, acting classes, don't be afraid to like use your body, engage as actors, this entire thing is our instrument. So when you're behind a mic, don't think you just have to be using just your voice. If it helps, like use the tool of your body to help get different sounds out. Like if it's different body postures, if it's different ways of activating your muscles, your core, all that stuff can help contribute to your performance. So
If you're
those
a singer too, like
Singer?
vocal support and placement and things like that, that all applies to voice acting too.
Yeah. And like if you have to push yourself in certain realms as well, but also take care not to hurt your voice. Like you want to keep it healthy, so hydrate. If you push it really far when you're doing like you're practicing shouting or practicing creature noises, make sure you give yourself a break, because it's a muscle that you can overwork. So go at it a bit by bit, and then you'll find where it fits, and you'll find places to make it stronger over time.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Hello again.
Hi.
Hi.
So this is more so a follow-up consideration for the Pokemon question.
Yes.
So for Rengoku's team, consider Set Your Heart a Blaziken.
Oh,
Set your
why
heart
did we not think about that?
I love it.
All
Set
I-
your heart ablaze again.
Yes, that is all I have to say. Thank
Oh
you.
my gosh. We need this mashup immediately. Thank you.
Fan art.
I'm sorry, so I'm processing Set Your Heart Ablaze again. Alright. So from any project that you have done, have you had any line in a production where you're just reading the script and it's like, I say what now?
All the time.
God, yes. Yeah. And now I'm trying to think of like what it was.
Yeah.
Oh God, I know yeah, all the time it's things like that, but I can't.
Yeah, I've definitely gotten like some grammatically incorrect scripts before, or like sometimes I've worked, when I work with foreign clients directly, sometimes they will say like, we want this exactly as written, so the line will be something that doesn't really make sense in English, but I'm like, all right, if that's what you want, you're the one paying me, so.
Yeah, you mean like awkward lines and whatnot? There's definitely like some awkward lines from Welcome to Demon School, Iruma-kun.
Yeah, that was such a fun show.
Yeah. Does anyone watch? Anyone know that show? Yeah. Okay, we got a couple of Iruma fans. Fantastic. They're just releasing the manga in English, so I think hopefully it will pick up some more traction. It's like 3 seasons in, and Kamui is the character I play, and he's got some choice dialogues, and one that they play for me as the line to get me into character. Did I tell you this?
No.
One? It is. Your feet are 26.3 centimeters. And they play it every time, and we all roll our eyes, and we're like, "That's that character. Let's get recording, baby." So
It's
yes.
such a fun show. I highly recommend it. It's a really just like fun comedy. We all had so much fun working on it.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's super fun, and like as dumb as that line is, Kamui is a big dumb sweetheart. So.
All right, thank you so much.
Hi.
Hi.
So I have separate-ish questions for both of you about your work in Fire Emblem.
Let's do it.
For Mark, what was your reaction to initially voicing Leon, who's a pretty calm, reserved person, and then come back to find out he's evil, and then come back again to voice the Demon King?
Oh, I love it. I love Leon so much. I'd done some reading up on him. I hadn't played Sacred Stones myself beforehand, but obviously, reading through his backstory, I really want them to remake that game. I love that they've allowed me to play all the different iterations of him, too. I love characters like that when they have so much dimension, and when they did the young kid version of him, it broke my heart, having known where he ends up, but he has so much promise and hope, and then all that tortured I don't know, all the tortured dialogue. I love that character so much. And the more layers you can throw on a character, the better, in my opinion.
And then for Kira, what was it like in Fire Emblem Engage to actually work War Myth Erica and do more lines than just a hero's session's worth?
It was so nice because I really wanted to, similar to when Mitsuri finally got her moment to shine. Erica was a character who, of course, I knew was very important. I haven't played Sacred Stones either, but yeah, I agree that that would be so cool if we ever got a full remake of that someday. But of course, Erica is a very special character to me, and so anything where I got to explore more of her and do more dialogue, and it was also just really cool to be in a console Fire Emblem game. I love working on heroes, but getting to do a story-driven game was really nice.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I got a question for you, Kira.
Oh.
It's based off of, because we were what, the demon or demon slayer, but for our Genshin characters. So Kazuha, demon or demon slayer?
I think both Kazuha and Shinobu would be demon slayers.
You think
to be
so?
honest. Especially because Shinobu is always I call her the responsible mom friend because she always has to clean up Ito's messes.
Do we have to kill Ito though?
Oh,
as a demon? No, no, we don't have to. That's not the note we're ending on. He's a demon though. He is literally the thing we're after.
But he's so goofy that I feel he would just charm everyone around him,
He does get a pass. He's the heart of gold, right?
Plus, he's hot. Not gonna lie, that always helps.
There you go. There you go. He's the one that got away from Muzan. Ito, yeah. That's it. That was my question. It was a fun thing. I figured we had to answer it about our Genshin characters.
Yes.
And they're blinking red numbers at us right now, so I think we have arrived at the end of the panel. Have we not?
Yeah, we got a lot of great questions and even better answers. I can't wait to see what's in store for you. And I hope to see you all again very soon.
Thank you
Is there anything before we go that you want to discuss? And you talk about more of your podcast? Can you remind us of your podcast real quick? Just so we can check it out.
My podcasts are The Hotel, and the sci-fi podcast is The Theater of Tomorrow. So you can find those on iTunes, Spotify, any podcatcher, basically. And they're a lot of fun. Check them out and let me know what you think. And yeah, hope you enjoy them.
Oh, wonderful. And the lovely Kira, please tell us more
So
about
if any of you guys like Genshin Impact here, which hopefully you do if you came to this panel, but I stream Genshin on Twitch, usually a couple times a week. I don't have a set schedule, but my Twitch channel is Miss Ziggy Stardust, which you can also find from my socials. And I do co-op with viewers and just like torture myself trying to beat Spiral Abyss. And of course, I mean Kuki Shinobu. I do use Kazuha a lot. So yeah, it would be really cool if you guys wanted to hang out. I'm also a VTuber, so, you know.
And why wouldn't we want to come out and check it out, okay? So everybody out there, you heard it straight from them, okay? Check out their podcast. Check out the lovely Kira on her Twitters and all that good stuff. You want to check them out and see what they're up to, right? Good, I just want to make sure you're still awake. Are we awake? Oh, okay, good. I just wanted to make sure.
Thanks so much, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your night.